Hey everyone, this is Stevie Richards and welcome to the 12-week resistance band training program. Today is day number 4 and it is legs. You can see we have a chair here, so we're going to be modifying a lot using the chair. If you have a bench, you can also modify using that or a box, but most people who are doing this program have a limited amount or no equipment at all except for the resistance band. So you have a dining room chair, you have a kitchen chair, you have a chair that's sturdier than this, then you can modify using this. So we're going to use this quite a bit. We're also going to use the wall. So we're going to do wall squats and things like that. This workout here probably has more modifications, thank God, because I hate doing legs, probably just like every other guy out there. Don't skip leg day. But this has more modifications probably than all the other workouts in the 12-week resistance band training program. So pay attention to the modifications. Modify when you need to, or modify everything if you feel comfortable or more comfortable doing that. So here we have a band, and like I said, this is one of the workouts too that you won't need to use the band if you're not comfortable using it. It does add quite a bit of resistance onto the squat. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do a body weight squat with the chair. And this is about the perfect level for me. So my feet are gonna be hip distance apart. I usually cross my arms here, but you can have your hands on your hips and come down and squat there. Now, I'm a little off here, so I'm gonna make sure that my ankles are underneath my knees. I don't wanna be like this, and I wanna push up through my heels, flex my quads and glutes, and come up. So I'll do this version first. Come up, squeeze. Now sit down. Now, another thing people tend to do too is drop their head and they start leaning over. When I do squats, I always look up, squeeze. And I'm gonna try the other version. Squeeze. Squeeze. And you can do that half-second pause as well as you're doing the squat. Now, you might think, well, if I use the band, it's going to be tougher. Not when you use the chair. So it's going to add a little bit more resistance onto that. And there's a grip that's more comfortable if you have shoulder or neck issues like me. That's what I do. So what we're going to do is turn it around this way. And the bands here are great. And usually in this case, what you want to do, you're going to have the bands hip distance apart. So use a lighter band if you need to. You can't bring them in. You have to have a good wide base when you're doing the squats. And most people think it has to be like this. And this isn't so bad. You sit here, come up, boom. Look up, boom. Up, boom. But for me, what I prefer is bring it right in front of me here. Less shoulder and neck pain. So I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna connect my breathing. So inhale. Inhale. And we want to go super intense. Just like that. So you can do it without the chair, but I recommend you do because it really gives me an idea of where I want to be. I can flex everything. I can reset on the chair if I need to. And on the way up, I squeeze everything and squeeze my butt and kind of explode my hips a little bit forward on that to make sure I still have the resistance. So play with that, use no bands, use the bands with the modification in front of you, and just take it step by step throughout each phase. So the next exercise we're gonna do is a bodyweight movement called a glute bridge. So you're gonna lift your hips up and squeeze. I'm gonna show you what you need to do step by step. Some people think they need their heels way out here. You need to bring your heels as close to your butt as possible. And I see I'm sliding my butt up towards my heels. And then I lay back, hands on the floor. Remember, fingers spread wide. Anytime your hands touch the floor, lay your head on the floor, rug, whatever you have. And what you're gonna do is, when your heels are closer to your butt, it enables you to lift the hips higher. If they were way out here, I can't get as high as I can and squeeze those glutes and my hamstrings. So I'm gonna bring it close and up. Ooh, I feel that already. Up. Now here is the breathing. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up. And as I'm coming up, I'm squeezing. So you're not just throwing your hips up. See how I can't really bring it up? I'm squeezing and it gets way up there. So very easy. And if you want to come up, knees to your chest, roll over, come over here. Sweep that left foot forward, curl the toes in the back, hands on your knee, come up, and just safely step up into a standing position. Next exercise is a calf raise. So once again, it's a body weight exercise, but what you can do is hold that isometric hold, flex your muscles for a count when you're up in the calf raise. If you're not sure about your balance, all you got to do is just hold onto a wall here, grab something that's stable. So we'll go over here off the wall, feet are hip distance apart, come up, down, up, down. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to reach out here, up, and I'm squeezing. My knees are slightly bent, so I'm not leaning over like this. I got a good soft stance right here, but I'm flexing my quads and glutes again. Squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze up. You're going to feel it. Just take your time. Reset. Take a second here. Squeeze up for a second. Come back down easy. If you need to and you start doing this, reset at the bottom. Squeeze, squeeze. Now, the way you can make it more challenging is squeeze, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But trust me, for the first phase at least, please just do straight reps. Get your isometrics down, flex your calves. You really got to be able to flex those muscles, especially with this. You just can't go and just do that. You're not working your calf muscles at all. You're just doing like a mini plyo workout. So just be careful, do the straight, and maybe phase 2, phase 3, play around with the isometric holds for 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds per rep. But remember, reps are higher, rest is shorter. So you may not be able to do that until maybe the second or third cycle of the 12-week program. All right, last exercise of day number 4 of the 12-week program is going to be wall squats. And you might think, well, that sounds simple enough. Then it sounds easier than this squat here, but it's not. What you're going to do is hold each wall squat as long as you can till failure. And somebody on Facebook, my friend Kat Arnett, asked me what failure is. Failure is as many reps or as long a time, in this case, as possible that you can safely either do the rep or stay in the position safely. So you're not going past that point to have sloppy form. You're not going past that point where you feel actual pain. That's failure. So we're breaking down by working out, and then when you eat right and rest, that's when you heal, that's when your muscles grow. So your muscles aren't growing during this workout, or you're not getting leaner. It's what you do after the workout that's even more important than the actual workout. So I've stalled long enough. We're gonna go to the wall squat. So what you're gonna do here is put your hands against the wall. Once again, fingers spread wide. Start stepping it out. Just like the squats, you're always gonna want your knees over your ankles. And you can kind of see I'm not down here, which is actually the deepest that I can go in the wall squat. I'm doing a modification. So anywhere from here, and I'm gonna use my hands, pick myself up, anywhere here and up, as long as your knees are bent, you're kind of engaged and you're flexing those quads and you're pushing your back against the wall, you're engaged. So that's a modification, and I'm pushing through my heels, and I can hear my knees clicking and cracking already. So you don't want your heels way back here. You want them actually out. I put them a little past, my ankle's a little past the knees, so when I squat down, my knees come over the ankle or they stay a little bit behind. Very, very important not to bring the knees too far forward, because then you feel it all here and nothing here. So this is where you're gonna time this. I would start with, if you're really just starting to do these, 15 seconds. If you've done them here and there, you feel like your legs are strong, minimum 30 seconds. I've done upwards, especially finishing out legs, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, starting deep for the first minute and coming up a little bit each minute after that. Now, one thing to note, getting out of this is just as important as getting in it. So hands against the wall, bring your legs up, slide your butt up. Don't let your butt or your back not connect with the wall and just push off. So I got to a point where I could step off safely, and that's it. This isometric hold will probably be tougher than anything you've done here, especially doing all the leg work you've done. So please be careful. I don't care if it's less than 15 seconds, if it's 10 seconds, but please try your best. Please stay in this. And trust me, the isometrics of holding this just like a yoga routine will definitely strengthen your muscles.